Looking to enjoy sumptuous meals and drinks at affordable rates? Welcome to Nasco's. Our diverse menu gives you a variety to choose from. Visit us at Veteran House 4th floor, Moi Avenue, or along Mombasa Road at the Nation Printing Press Center. We offer outside catering service and do home and office deliveries. For inquiries or to place an order, call 0700-613-902 or email info@nascos.co.ke. Nation Staff Consumer Society Limited. Enjoy our hospitality.
The news of having cancer is worse than actually having the disease itself. How did you take that?
What shocked me most was having a colostomy. So I think having a colostomy gave me a better place to just accept the fact that it's cancer.
Is it possible to actually have this kind of cancer and you don't have the risk factor in terms of the genetics?
It's true. Probably just about 10% or less of all colon cancers are linked to somebody in your family having it.
Sour Shower has never been better with the new look Sour. Now with a new formulation too that will leave you feeling fresh for longer while the soap lasts even longer.
Sonadol Extra imetengenezwa kwa njia spesheli kupambana haraka na maumivu ya kichwa, mwili na hata meno. Sonadol Extra, hakika maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
Buy a fully serviced 8th acre plot at 6.85 million shillings and build your dream villa. So book today with only 10% and get amazing fittings for your dream villa. Financing available from Stanbic Bank. 143 Brookview, a development by eBoss Investments Company Limited.
This is NTV.
My name is Olive Burrows and you're watching NTV at 1 this Sunday afternoon. We start with news of the Deputy President. And Deputy President William Ruto says he will not stop making contributions to churches. The DP, who was a chief guest at Soul Harvesters Church International in Dandora, Nairobi County, also insisted he would only support a BBI discussion that is Mwananchi-centered. NTV's senior political affairs reporter Kennedy Mureithi joins us live from Dandora with more. Kennedy, what more did the Deputy President have to say?
Well, a very good afternoon to you, Olive. And the Deputy President has actually cemented that statement of that he will not stop giving to churches by giving 1.5 million shillings towards the construction of a church here at the Soul Harvesters International Church in Dandora. It is one of the main branches of the Soul International Church, and by that statement being cemented also by other members of parliament, where he had about 8 members of parliament from Mount Kenya, all of them saying that they are part of this discussion and they will not allow the BBI process that is being driven by who they say is Raila Odinga to stop anything that they have been doing with regards to 2022. Most of the speakers who actually spoke at the podium or at the pulpit when they were given an opportunity were very strong on the message that in 2022 they will be campaigning for William Samoei Ruto, whom they said has been with the president for 10 years in his rule, that is since 2013 when they gained leadership of this country, and they will not take anything else other than 2022 to 2027 being that of William Samoei Ruto. Say they have been of the opinion that in Mount Kenya that nothing has changed, and they will continue with that particular journey. Another thing that has come out very strongly, and it was a topic that was started by Madira MP Rigathi Gachagua, is that they are saying the office of the president, that is the one at Harambee, led by Matiang'i, that is the CS for Internal Security, and the PS Karanja Kibisho, has been very critical of the deputy president, reminding them that they are working on delegated power that has been given to them from the president when they were elected. So they were saying that at this particular time, they will not allow anything to go on, and they will not allow them for their voices to be shut by that particular office, as they believe that their current dealings and the way they talk has not been portraying the Jubilee government, or has not been portraying the deputy president in very good light. Another instance that they were able to mention is that spat between Karanja Kibisho and the Kirinyaga governor, that is Anne Waiguru, saying that they might not be agreeing with Waiguru on so many issues, but the fact that Karanja Kibisho could go ahead and abuse Governor Waiguru is not very good about a person who has been delegated powers through talking to somebody who has been elected by the people. The BBI drum talk has also been very reminiscent or very potent at this particular church meeting, as they say they will not support any initiative that is not people-driven or is not going to talk to what Mwananchi wants. They're saying they will not allow any additions to government. They will not allow any other layer that will give governors another opportunity to serve at another layer. So all these matters they have been discussing with regards to BBI and what they will support, and focus now being on the Meru meeting that will be on the 29th of this month, where it is also being reported that the Deputy President William Ruto will share a podium with opposition leader Raila Odinga. So all these matters have been coming up at this particular meeting, but we are preparing a story for you for our later bulletins. Right now, it's back to you, Olive, in studio. We have a bite, actually, as the director is telling me, and this is what they had to say at this particular meeting.
Kenya ni yetu sisi zote, na hakuna mtu anapaswa kushurutisha Wakenya wengine kwamba itafanyika hivi, mupende msipende, itafanyika sijui siku gani, mupende msipende. Hiyo lugha ya mupende msipende, jameni, pelekeni kwingine. Kenya ni nchi ya demokrasia, kila mwananchi atapatiwa nafasi maoni yake isikike.
Well, Olive, that is the talk from Deputy President William Ruto, who says that this BBI bill will not be forced down the throats of people, as it has to be a very consultative process. As he says that, as also leaders who spoke where he was, say that it is time that the political leaders of this country lock themselves in a certain room, discussed about the positions, then let the Kenyans discuss what needs to be changed to make sure that they have that unity that has been preached, because they believe that the rallies that are going on right now in the country do not portray anything with regards to unity of purpose in this particular country. Back to you, Olive, in studio.
Thank you, Kennedy. And staying with the Deputy President, he has acknowledged a 23-minute meeting with former CS Rashid Echesa and foreign businessmen in what was on Friday exposed as an elaborate con deal involving supply of military equipment. The DP, through his Twitter account, asked which other government offices were involved in the fraudulent deal and which government officials facilitated access to the Department of Defense. The DP goes further to allude that reports in the media are sponsored but did not specify by whom. This is the second tweet in as many days by the DP regarding the scam. On Saturday, he rubbished his alleged connection to the scam, terming it a smear campaign. The former sports CS was arrested on Thursday, minutes after the now infamous meeting with the deputy president. Echesa reportedly presented himself as a government broker to a Poland-based American investor in Warsaw, where the company's warehouse is located. The former CS pocketed 11.5 million shillings from the company as a consultation fee, according to the investors. Most of the crucial documents are alleged to have been signed in boardrooms at the DP's Harambee House Annex office, while other meetings were held in a hotel in Lavington and Hemingway's in Karen. Tragically, 2 people have perished in a road accident in Taru along the Nairobi-Mombasa highway. The crash involved a motorcycle and a minibus that were headed to Mombasa from Voi. 8 students from Moi Kasigao, Mwangek Girls, Kenyatta and Mwakitao High School from Taita Taveta were among those injured in the accident. The students were heading home from school for half-term. According to the Taru police, the bus driver attempted to avoid hitting a motorcycle before losing control of the vehicle. The injured are receiving treatment at Mariakani Hospital. Staying with matters education, and Majority Leader of the National Assembly, Aden Duale, wants the Parliamentary Committee on Education to summon the Teachers Service Commission Chief Executive Officer, Nancy Macharia, over the mass transfer of known local teachers from Northeastern region of the country. The Garissa Township MP, who was speaking to parents and teachers in Boys Town Secondary School in the constituency, said the move by TSC has forced schools in the area to close due to lack of teachers. TSC transferred more than 1,000 non-local teachers from Garissa, Wajir and Mandera counties due to safety concerns. Duale said the Building Bridges initiative meant to unite Kenyans is a non-issue to Northeastern residents because the government has failed to provide security and schools are closing for lack of teachers.
Teacher Service Commission is a creation of the Constitution. And we cannot talk about uniting this country when TSC and the Ministry of Education have connived to tell teachers to leave Northeastern. And I want to say there are many teachers who have remained in this school who are non-locals and they are safe and they live in Garissa town.
The battle to contain the massive locust invasion across the country continues as the national government says it is deploying new tactics and modern technology in a bid to eliminate the insects. The locusts have been raining havoc across the northern and eastern parts of the country, with many fearing irreversible damage on agriculture.
As the locusts continue to wreak havoc across the country, the Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Peter Munya assured Kenyans that the national government, in collaboration with the county governments, was tackling the menace with new and modern tactics. Speaking in Kitui County, where he was assessing the extent of the locust situation, the CS stated that they had changed tactics.
Strategy yetu sasa ni kubadilisha, sio mambo ya hewa sasa. Hapa ile inahitajika ni hiyo spray, ground spray. Ni wapi zimekaa, sikisaa kabla sianze kufly. Hizo watoto wakiwa wadogo wana deputy governor, tunangamiza hapo tunamaliza. Sasa hiyo mapping, meticulous mapping of where they are roasting and the monitoring, kuhakikisha kujua wakati zimezaa, then the right timing was sprayed to waste the chemicals.
The CS added that though there had been challenges with acquiring the chemicals required to kill the pests, a new type of pesticide with the capability of instantly killing locusts had been procured from Japan. According to the CS, the government will deploy 150 National Youth Service officers out of the 500 who are being trained to combat the menace at the Yatta NYS Center. The CS also promised to deploy a plane, 3 motorized sprayers, 50 specialized sprayers, and 100 handheld sprayers to Garissa County in a bid to protect the county's food and agriculture. Anita Nkonge, NTV.
Back to the Building Bridges initiative, which has come under sharp criticism from a section of Jubilee leaders allied to the Deputy President. They claim that the initiative, which is aimed at uniting Kenyans, has lost its meaning. Kapenguria Member of Parliament Samuel Moroto says the initiative has been politicized and is now a replica of the 2005 constitutional referendum. He says some leaders have personalized the initiative for political gain instead of involving Kenyans in the debate while focusing on service delivery. Moroto called on politicians not to lose sight of the primary purpose of the Building Bridges initiative, which he says is to empower all Kenyans.
Waja BBI ilete katiba ambayo italeta watu pamoja ili wale watafaulu ndio watakuwa wanashikilia serikali, kwa sababu wanasema the majority naye the minority wao wana sehemu yao. Kama ni lead of opposition apewe nguvu, kwa sababu hiyo ndio alternative government. Lakini sasa imeanza kukua kama ile kampeni ya 205. Ile kundi moja nataka kushikilia kwamba ni hao ndio wanafanya. Karibu now it's almost losing meaning. Ndio nataka wale hata kama President Uhuru Kenyatta na Raila waliwasa, sasa Wanakenya wamechukua hiyo kitu na wamekubali mawazo yenu. Hapana tena shindilia na kusema ni nyinyi pekee ndio mnasimamia.
Former members of parliament who served in the 5th and 6th House are calling on government to implement the proposal to increase their retirement package. Former two-term Dagoretti MP Christopher Kamuyu says the retired members are struggling to make ends meet. Kamuyu says even as they wait for the actualization of the proposal, which was submitted to the Public Service Commission, most of the retired MPs are old and sick. Kamuyu is a former Nairobi branch KANU treasurer.
There are very many aging former parliamentarians who are old and sick and virtually moneyless. It is important that since recently there is some move to try and pass some sort of retirement package in Parliament for these people, I kindly request the President to please consider it. Manake, there are very many old, suffering parliamentarians who are from all corners of Kenya who are sick, very sick and suffering.
Teachers and parents in Mwatate sub-county in Taita Taveta are now calling for a major upgrade of the road network in the area. The parents describe their children's daily journey to Kishamba Primary School as extremely dangerous, especially when it rains.
It's a daily struggle for children making their way to school. Well, past 8 a.m., the pupils are yet to get to school. Kishamba Primary School is located in the hilly terrain of Taita. Here, pupils have to cross the rivers, climb the hills just to quench the thirst for education.
Mwanzo kuna bridge hapa, mvua ikinyesha watoto wapiti, wazazi wapiti, itakuwa ni shida. Sasa wanakuaga sengine watoto wakitoka tuwalaki, tuwavukishe mto, ndio turudi nyumbani.
Hasa wakati wa mvua, watoto wakifika pale kuna barabara bridge nyingine imejengwa lakini haikujengwa kama bridge. Imetengenezwa kama tu slab. So maji mvua ikizidi kuna vile watoto wetu hawezi kupita kwa hiyo slab.
The teachers say they have to deal with absenteeism and lateness on a daily basis.
Our roads are in a pathetic state because we were so unfortunate to get heavy rains which actually hindered some of our learners. They could not come to our school in time.
Tunapofika hapa nini kwa mito, tunakuta mito imejaa, hakuna bridge. Sasa ngine inabidi tukae hata tupoteze muda mwingi.
Kishamba Primary School infrastructure is also wanting. The staff room destroyed by a landslide. Parents are now calling upon the governments to upgrade the road leading to the school and school itself. Bilotino, NTV, Mwatate.
St. Luke's Hospital in Eldoret has partnered with Victoria's Hand Project, a charity organization from Canada that provides 3D printed hand prosthetics. Patients with missing upper limbs in Eldoret welcomed the Victoria's Hand Project gleefully. So far, 2 patients have been fitted with the 3D printed limbs. Doctors from the hospital and the charity organization are calling on those patients in need of prosthetics to visit the hospital in order to initiate the process.
The patient doesn't pay anything. It's they raise funds and give the hands free of charge. So anybody who has lost the upper limb, anywhere in the upper limb, can come to St. Luke's, and we can actually template and produce artificial hand for them.
We partner with hospitals such as St. Luke's here, and we train the locals on how to actually use the technology to produce these arms themselves.
The wonders of technology. Now, a lucky couple were rewarded a treat to a Valentine's dinner in Nairobi by an online betting firm, and that is Flukes. The lucky couple, Charles Kahindi and his girlfriend, were rewarded through the 2019 Shinda Points, a reward scheme where punters receive points for placing bets with the company. Kahindi says he has tried his luck a number of times, losing all but never lost hope. The campaign has been popular with many gaming enthusiasts since its launch because of its unique concept of rewarding those who lose a bet. We take a break, but when we come back, we tell you the latest with South Sudan.
Inakwambia bibi kuna mdenge fulani bibi hapo na nywele refu yani. Kuna ngoko fulani bibi amemetali yake hadi So jadi madonna na kutupinya mtu mbao. Mimi nimemjenga dhao. Gari ilikuwa salasa. Akaniambia nimjenge 17 na batina 30 yangu.
The way this position is tiring. Nimechoka.
Who's that? Ni shosho fulani hapa hivi.
Ati shosho.
Call for long at 1 shilling 50 cents to all networks.
Cartelo!
Dial star 544 hash to subscribe. Telkom, moving with you.
New Blue Band peanut butter. Made with 100% pure peanuts. And a good source of omega-6. Grow healthy and happy kids with New Blue Band peanut butter.
Building tips for general construction should be bought from reliable sources, should not get dry before the specific curing time given for best results, must be kept certified. Exactly 50 kilograms guaranteed in each bag.
Adding strength to Kenya's landmarks, power for specialized constructions, cementing the nation's future. Simba Cement, the strength and pride of Kenya.
Now also produced in Nakuru and Mombasa.
Fit Me Foundation from Maybelline, New York. Fits your unique tone and texture. Blurs pores, stops shine. For your most natural matte. Fit Me Matte and Poreless, only from Maybelline, New York.
Living in a drop house.
I know I wasn't the best friend to you, but we're here now.
So you decided I wasn't your friend? Table leave. Get out. Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out of the room! Get out!
You're nothing but a fake, cold-blooded, miserable woman. This cold, toxic woman will rip you into pieces that even the vultures won't find you.
Piga magoti. Piga magoti chini. Mikono juu. Chini. Mikono juu.
Living in a drop house.
Glad to have you back. You're watching NTV at 1. Now, let's take a look at what's happening internationally. And the number of new cases from China's coronavirus epidemic dropped for a third consecutive day today, as the World Health Organization chief warned it was impossible to predict how the outbreak would develop. Elsewhere, the number of people who have tested positive for the virus on a quarantine ship off Japan's coast has risen to 355.
Global concerns remain high about the spread of the virus, which first emerged in China's central Hubei province in December, with the first death outside Asia reported in France this weekend. Death toll has jumped to 1,665 in mainland China after 142 more people died from the virus. More than 68,000 people have now been infected, but the number of new cases of the COVID-19 strain continues to decline. In hardest hit Hubei, the number of new cases slowed for a third consecutive day at 139. The number of new cases in other parts of the country has dropped for 12 consecutive days. The WHO chief has, however, warned that it is impossible to predict the direction the epidemic will take. The UN Health Board has also asked China for more details on how diagnoses are being made. Outside mainland China, an 8-year-old Chinese tourist in France was the fourth person to die from the new coronavirus, with other deaths in Philippines, Hong Kong, and Japan. The biggest cluster outside China is on a quarantine cruise ship off Japan, with 355 infections now as dozens more cases were confirmed. The US, Canada, Hong Kong said they will evacuate their own citizens from the ship and quarantine them on home soil. Several countries have banned arrivals from China, and major airlines have cut services to the country. Nepal became the latest country to bring its citizens out of Wuhan, with a plane carrying 175 Nepalis arriving on Sunday. Martin Mwangi, NTV.
Closer home, South Sudan's President Salva Kiir has agreed to a compromise on the disputed number of states by reverting them to the 10 original states while adding 3 administrative areas in an effort to avert conflict. The Riek Machar-led opposition welcomed the move that has been the bone of contention for years, while stating that their only concern was the fate of Ruweng, a key oil-producing zone. Ruweng, Pibor and Abyei have been reserved as administrative areas. President Kiir and opposition leader Machar have been facing increased pressure from IGAD to resolve the conflict and form a unified government, stating that any extension beyond February the 22nd was neither desirable nor feasible. Oil provides almost all of South Sudan's revenue, thus Ruweng has been one of the most heavily fought over areas in the civil war and is claimed by both the Dinka people of Kiir and the Nuer of Machar.
This decision was reached by the presidency after weighing several options, and we thought this latest compromise will preserve the unity of the country and move the people of South Sudan out of this imposed senseless conflict, which has affected the livelihoods of many of our citizens. The compromise we have made today is one of the painful decisions I have ever made, but it is necessary. If that is what will bring back peace and preserve the unity of our people.
A win-win if Riek and Kiir are to be believed, but in sports there can only be winners and losers. And for more on that, let's join Ida Waringa.
Thanks a lot for that, Olive, and a very good afternoon to you. FKF Cup defending champions Bandari continue the second day of the round of 32 away to KSG Ogopa that will be in Machakos. Now, 2018 champions Kariobangi Sharks are currently in action against Kenpali, which is currently on at Kasarani. Later, Kenyan Premier League champions Gor Mahia will take on Minnows Naivas FC at the same venue. In other fixtures, AFC Leopards face LMFC in Kitale, Luanda Villa take on Ulinzi Stars, Zoo FC host KCB, and Vihiga United are away to Keroka at Gusii Stadium. To the English Premier League, where Tottenham will be looking to close gaps with the top 4 when they take on Aston Villa at Villa Park. Spurs are 6th on the log. That is 4 points behind 4th placed Chelsea after a 2-0 victory over Manchester City that was in their last league outing before the winter break. Defender Ben Davies is back for the first time since suffering an ankle injury in November, but Spurs will miss the services of Harry Kane due to injury. Well, Villa defender Ezri Konsa and Danny Drinkwater are expected to feature after recovery from injury. In the other match Sunday, Arsenal host Newcastle at the Emirates at 7:30 p.m. East African time, and Monday will see Chelsea face Manchester United at the Stamford Bridge. And Barcelona went level on points with league leaders Real Madrid after edging out Getafe 2-1 at the Nou Camp. Antoine Griezmann put Barca ahead
Change you want to see in the world is a popular quote by the late Mahatma Gandhi, which rings true for Susan Njeri. 10 years ago, she was blessed with a daughter who has cerebral palsy, and her experience as a special needs caregiver inspired her to set up a space where she would offer a hand to those who are in the same boat. Gladys Gashanja caught up with her at her daycare and brings us a story of her journey for this week's Women and Power. Faith.
My name is Susan Njeri, director at Cerebral Palsy Space, and under Cerebral Palsy Space is Caravine Daycare Center for children with cerebral palsy. I opened this space because of my own experience with my daughter, who is now 10 years, has cerebral palsy, and so the experiences made me realize even other parents are going through the same thing that I'm going through. Support group meetings. A daycare center came out to be one of the most needs that there was. Thanks to social media, thanks to Facebook and all, and the little circle I have, because it was possible for me to set up this. I appeal for this, somebody comes through. And what else is needed? The grace, the love, and that is what I had to incorporate. She's younger than this one. The children are dropped here in the morning. There are some who come from a bit far, so we've got to hire a car every day to bring them here and also to pick them from here to their homes. We have therapy twice a week. That is on Wednesdays and Fridays. We have a volunteer who comes here. Most of these children, if they're not taken care of therapeutically, they can get contractures. They can get more disabled than they are. And also, when the children are here, we take care of them just like a home setting. Admissions are customized, and so we seek from the parents. We cannot generalize. Cerebral palsy is unique. I have 3 caregivers here. These are mothers to these children. What an inclination. Remember, we have parents who have not accepted. Again, there's also, other than having acceptance, there are even others here. If we are not open, they just lock their kids. Not because they want to, but because that child possibly has no body control, has no wheelchair, has no special seat. What will that parent do? The child is too heavy to carry, and they've got to run their errands. Baby Andy, we love you. If I tell you to pay 50 shillings here, and you're going to some kibarua that will give you 500 shillings, you see, it's worth paying. So they pay that 50 shillings, and that is it. So we have a fluctuating number, and also because of our capacity currently, we cannot take more than 15 children here. But when we have feeding programs, diaper drives, we have over 50 children around coming through for that. Sometimes it's guesswork, that you guess and guess and guess until you get it right. You see, like for me, my child is CP and also profound deaf. You know, she can't hear anything, but you've got to learn her language, communicate with her, get to know what that child means and wants every other time. When you look at the society and how they respond to our children, the staring, you can turn to be a bitter person. But because you understand there's reality of things, like, yes, there's that one person who doesn't know about it. I once didn't know, and if I didn't know, nobody beat me back then. So I won't beat anyone, but I'll create awareness.
What an inspirational story. Now, coming up at 9 p.m., we have a special feature done by Sheila Sendeo called Toxic Flow, on why the fish you could be eating from Lake Victoria may be tasty, but may not necessarily be the best for you. So the hashtag will be Toxic Flow. You can tweet and take part in that conversation using the @NTV Kenya Twitter handle. Sheila Sendeo has been working on the 2-part series together with the Daily Nation, and the Daily Nation will also be publishing their special starting tomorrow. So again, that feature is Toxic Flow on Lake Victoria. Sheila Sendeo's special runs at 9 p.m. tonight. Now that's it for NTV at 1. Enjoy the rest of the viewing.
This is NTV.
Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain. Panadol Extra, now with new Optizorb technology. To fight multiple tough pains with 3 times more pain-relieving medicine in the first 30 minutes when you need it most.
Heaviness and a burning inside, it could be heartburn.
Kiungulia na kuvimbiwa? Ino inatibu ndani ya sekunde 6 na inatuliza dalili 6 za kiungulia. Kwa hivyo unaweza kuburudika bila kikomo. Ino, tibu haraka kiungulia na tumbo kuvimba.
Molfix breathable surface developed with airsoft technology is very soft and provides the best Molfix skincare.
I've found the best diaper for my baby's sensitive skin.
All babies deserve a high-quality diaper. You should also try Molfix.
It feels good, Coca-Cola and food, Monday to Sunday. We are chasing taste. Let's just grab a bite, the excuse to drink Coca-Cola. Every single day. So we feel forever be real. Together stay free whatever ends. No, we can't stop. We wanna taste the feeling. Nothing can ever bring us down. Taste the feeling.
I help women find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain. Panadol Extra, now with new Optizorb technology. To fight multiple tough pains with 3 times more pain-relieving medicine in the first 30 minutes when you need it most. Seeing them support themselves makes any pain worth it.
If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
NTV, turning on your world. The following program has been rated PG. It may contain scenes unsuitable for children under the age of 10.
And it's Friday! Oh my gosh, I am so excited, so happy to finally be back on the show. I feel like I haven't been on the show in so long. I don't remember how things are done. I think my panelists tonight will be sort of running the show. I'm trying to remember how these things are done. See, I am supposed to start by my name. I didn't even start with that. But good evening and welcome to TTTT. My name is Amina Abdi Rabah. Before you find out who's going to be with me tonight, let's find out the stories that trended this past week.
Kesho ni zaidi ya today. Mbona unakaa unauliza mbona mawazo ya today. Jana ulichana sasa ni hangover. Kesho ni zaidi ya today.
Ni bahati tena. Trending for mixed reasons again. Toto wa Mama has a new song. Now the question is it Bahati who appeared in a secular song or the Boondocks who appeared in a gospel song? I'm not sure. Because they're in church, you know, like.
There was one love or trait my father had, and that was his love for nyama.
Hey, how interesting can a 100-year history be when compressed into a speech? This was the case at former President Moi's funeral. Following his arrest and subsequent arraignment in